wonderful for the students, for the community, for all of us. So
What brought about the conception of this initiative, sir?
it was there actually for a long time with our principal director. It was conceptualized and we were thinking about it, and then we started off, and everything came together, kind of a thing. So the need was felt all across, not just in one. So then we, got all this together and brought it. Now this is the result what you see today, this fantastic conference.
What are your thoughts on the delegates, the people who are presenting this?
Delegates are responding really well. We have a very good participation from students, all the institutions, the diplomatic community, and the corporates. I see very top names around. The one of the objective is to bring all of them together on the one platform. So
And what are your thoughts about Symbiosis University?
symbiosis is symbiosis. It's nothing beats it. So I'm really I'm a relatively new entrant here, but I'm really happy that it's working on very fine. Wonderful place. All the best. Yeah.
Your experience been here till now? Have you really enjoyed it? How's the entire thing? How has it been to you?
It's been really interesting. This sort of discussion, this open discussion with people from a lot of different countries about how the world is changing and how India can position itself going forward to the benefit of its neighbors, its big neighbors in Asia and Africa, is a really important discussion. And it's been great to hear such a high-level discussion on what needs to happen.
And do you like the campus? I hope it is. How is it to you?
The campus is beautiful. The view is amazing, and the discussion is just on the side with the students is very exciting and inspiring, and it's a really wonderful place to be.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, this is your first visit
Can I
here?
tease her?
Is it your first visit here, sir?
Yes, it is.
How did you find Symbiosis?
Wonderful. I think the place itself, in terms of the location, is quite inspirational.
Okay, and how significant do you think this whole conference is in terms of improving the international relations India and other countries have, especially in this Asian and African?
I think it is extremely important that the students also take part in networking with the decision makers. I don't like segregation, therefore that's why I made that statement. It's very important that the students, the academia, the private sector and the government interact with each other, because only then we can learn what is needed.
What are your thoughts on the other delegates, the speakers, those who are presenting their papers? How did you-
Every person has his own wealth of knowledge and experience, and we all can gain from them, whether from the academic side or the private sector or the government sector. We all need each other.
So will you be coming back here next year for the conference?
As we said, inshallah. Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
ठीक है? So, rolling. How do you feel about the campus?
The campus is great. It's having a good environment, and I'm feeling happy to be here.
And regarding the convention that's going on, how important do you think such conventions are for the students in general or the international students who have come here? How much do you think international relations are important to them?
Okay, I actually seen that we are made like priority right here, because we have seen care, whereby it's not bringing a delegate only, but at least even things are being in practice. So I'm just so happy, and I believe with other delegates that have come around with the vice president, our international relations are going to be improving.
You feel this convention is significant enough?
It could be the start of the foundation, but it's a good start.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you. So how significant do you think is such kind of a convention of international relationships important?
It's I very much welcome the Symbiosis International University taking the initiative to convene this international conference on international relations. Most of the thinking, studies, discussion, conferences on international relations is done in Delhi. It's very rare that IR conference of such a magnitude is happening somewhere outside Delhi. And I must compliment the leadership of the Symbiosis International University for doing this, and that too in partnership with India's Ministry of External Affairs.
So regarding the significance, on students, the importance of international relations, the symbiotic relationship that grows through these, how significant do you think these are on the students who attend such international relations?
Well, we are living in an era of globalization. the word today is different from what the word was about 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. And the way the word is evolving, it is extremely important for students to understand how the global economy works, how global politics works, and even how global science and technology work, and how India relates to these global developments. And in that context, what can we as individuals do? And so from that point of view, for today's students, whether you are formally a student of IR or whether not, whether you may be a student of pharmacy or maybe a student of accountancy, but it's very important to understand how the global dynamics. And from that point of view, it's important that the Symbiosis is promoting the study of international relations.
Thank you so much for taking out your time.
Where are you from?
I'm from Burundi, East Africa.
And which Symbiosis college do you study in?
I'm from Symbiosis Institute of Art and Commerce. It's main Symbiosis.
Yes. It's the first time you've come on this campus at Lovely.
Yeah, it's the first time and it's huge and great campus. I'm so surprised and all. Yeah.
Can you share your thoughts about the conference that was held here?
The first conference with the Vice President, it was about the partnership with Africa and those symbiosis and all. That's good. We will have more opportunities and maybe scholarship. Yeah, it was about this, and also some conference. There was a conference taken with, I think, one minister, Indian minister for higher education, and we were talking about the education in general, and he gave us the opportunity to talk about the problems we faced here. Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sir, is this your first visit to our campus?
Yes, it is indeed my first visit to the campus.
How did you find the campus?
I found it extremely vibrant. One thing is, it's cosmopolitan in nature. Students are extremely lively. Buildings are very well built. The location is extraordinary, and all faculty members are enthusiastic. So it's a very vibrant campus.
Sir, what significance does this conference hold in terms of India's international relations?
See, most important part is, you require to internationalize education, because that is one way we can reach out to several developing countries. And India has sufficient talent. I think it's one of the most significant country nation which has largest pool of trained manpower. And if that trained manpower and young countries deployed to kind of serve India as well as neighboring countries and Afro-Asian countries, India's image will improve across the world. And somewhere, we'll set a new paradigm in international relations itself. Because, all the time people were running to go to Harvard or Sorbonne or Oxford, but it could be a time when they would run over to get to admission in Pune or some other places. They'll be JNU. Or maybe new universities come up under the new paradigm, and that's all possibility, and this can be exploited well.
Do you think SIU has that brand value, the kind of brand value?
You see, I'll tell you, to earn that brand value, you have to work extremely hard, and it's in the process. But you take, but all faculty, students, and non-teaching have to work. It's a sustained and systematic work of 30 to 40 years that gives you value. Now you are becoming known. After that, once it establishes itself and people seek graduates from this place for jobs, then you would say you have value. That is happening in some areas like management already. But it will have I am not satisfied with just having value in India. It has to be international. Global world, global value.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
So ma'am, you've come here for the first time, I believe, in the campus?
Yes.
So did you ever get a chance to look around this campus?
No, unfortunately. I've seen the beautiful surroundings, what I can see standing here.
Yes, ma'am.
But I have not looked around it, just the drive-in.
Just the drive-in.
Yeah.
So as the international conference you attended today, and you even were the chairperson for the entire panel, how significant do you think this entire conference is?
It depends on how significant for whom. I think the students only can say how important it is for them. But I think in general for India's interests, India and international relations, it is an important step, because here is a university which is getting involved in discussing a variety of areas of which form a part of foreign policy making.
Yeah, we did ask a few students about this.
Yeah.
So yeah, yesterday we had a few international students. We spoke to them about this. They are really, one of them even told me this is like Christmas to us because we can even see so many students. So I think it's become a good forum for them to meet even their old students.
Very good feedback.
Yeah, that was a really good feedback. We took, along with all the dignitaries, we also took a few students because this, after all, it's an international conference.
And it is the students, it is because it's a university. Since normally where do you have these conferences? You will have it in a hotel, only those who participate who are invited, and they are people who are experts talking to experts. Here you have young minds of, and the students are not necessarily from that subject. They may be, I just met young people from the law school, people from management, people from different schools, sitting and listening to something like international relations, and they are the audience. So it's very important to get their feedback, don't you think?
Exactly, like as a student I think it was a really good exposure we had. Even being Indian students we got that, so I'm assuming they really had a good time. We've spoken to quite a lot of them. Even we had so much of exposure to speak to so many of them even during these, like just these 2 days.
That is excellent, excellent. So glad to hear that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, so I believe you've come to the campus for the first time?
Now, I've been to Symbiosis School of Management earlier, and now this is the international school, and I'm very happy to see the way Symbiosis has developed and provided quality and international level of education to our young students in India. And I think it is a fantastic campus. It has been not only made well and maintained well, but I think the focus on education and to give a broad and a world vision to the students, that is very important. And the organizing of this international conference, also concentrating and focusing on Africa and Asia, is a step in the right direction, because our students have to look out to the world and understand how the world is moving and how the world and our country can work together and integrate with each other in terms of economics, in terms of development, and even in terms of relationships. So I think this is a great opportunity for students to understand how the world works and how we should work closely with the world.
So is this, since you've come, it's been a day for you in the campus, how do you find the Symbiosis International University's campus now?
It's a wonderful campus. I'm extremely happy to be here, and it's not only the campus but the whole ambience that the Symbiosis International University is giving. It's truly international in nature. I was amazed to find the number of foreign students from so many countries, and I also interacted with the faculty. The kind of courses and the programs that this university offers is in many ways unique, and there's a kind of a holistic picture to actually give the students an overall view of a cross-sectoral and multidisciplinary approach in their studies. So I'm extremely happy to be here.
Sir, and since this is an international conference, how significant do you think this conference would be?
It's very significant because I was in the Indian Foreign Service. After retirement, I am now working for the Observer Research Foundation, and I head the Africa Studies and the Emerging Economy Studies there. This conference of India's partnership development with African and Asian countries is very important, because this is one of our main thrusts in our foreign policy. And I would say it's also very timely, because as far as Africa is concerned, as you know, in 2014 sometime, we will have the 3rd India-Africa Forum Summit in New Delhi, and the ideas generated during the discussions here can provide very good inputs to the government for preparing for the next summit.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a great time here. Thank you. Okay, sir, so is this the first time you've come to the campus?
This is the second time.
Second time. So now how do you find the campus?
Went all across it. It's a beautiful campus, and I wish I was a student.
Okay. We are lucky ones. And how significant do you think this conference is, this international conference for international students? How significant do you think this is?
I think this is a wonderful initiative that's been taken by the university, because it gives you a lot of exposure. You know, very often we in industry complain that when students get out of college, they're not useful to us. And for you, this exposure, I'm sure, is going to help whoever has participated in this conference. Is going to help them in a big way.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I hope this comes true. So this is, we know you've been a long time well-wisher for our campus. How do you like our campus right now? I want to know that.
It's only getting prettier. It's getting gorgeous. I wish I was here in the monsoon to see the real beauty of it. It really is beautiful.
Yes. And so what are your impressions about the conference? How significant do you think this is?
You know, it was so good. There's one or two bits that I thought we should have added. That I'd probably get the Pune Chamber of Commerce to have brought in 20 odd business people as well. So there would have been a little bit of networking on the side. Another thing, I thought that we wanted to interact with the students a little more. We didn't get a chance to do that. So next time we want to be with you rather than be in the 4 seats and only talking amongst us. But yes, very interesting. Let's get it a little more focused. It was more foreign service targeted. We need to get a little more commercial and business targeted so that you guys get to benefit also from what we can share with you. So I think it was very good. So it needs to only evolve into a better. Yeah.
The first year, so I'm sure by the next years, I will make sure that this happens the next time. I will tell everybody.
Brilliant. Thank you.
So much, sir.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Now that you've stayed in the campus for a day or two, you've come here. So how do you like the Symbiosis campus?
Lovely.
You enjoy
Beautiful, absolutely. The location, as President Karzai was saying,
Yes.
right on top
Top of the hill.
of a hill, which is both figuratively and literally. So one, felt in a good mood also, and it's the ambiance is great, and it was as I mentioned earlier, it was the biggest and the most broad-based international relations conference which I've seen organized by any university in India so far, and I'm glad that it was held in Pune, and I'm glad that it's held outside Delhi. And I hope that this will be it's the first, but hopefully it will be continued and building on this experience and taking it forward, and also that we should get inputs from everyone, the participants of course who have made suggestions, but also from those who are listeners, so we can continue with this good work which has been done. And I felt the most important aspect of this university is you had this ceremonial, the handing over of the flags by students.
Yes.
That was a wonderful event. It was to see that kind of camaraderie and the harmony, and which is almost like a symphony. It is a visual symphony, and it was a good feeling. And if you can take this forward, and if you maintain this relationship with the alumni, and it'll have a very positive impact.
I actually spoke to these international students yesterday, and they told me that's like Christmas to them, that they have so many students, they've come and they are all able to meet, because they usually all from different countries, they don't get to meet so much. Yes, sir. So they were really happy about
Absolutely.
So yes, how significant do you think this will be? Like, this is the first time this has happened. So do you think it has made the effect we needed? Like, it's almost the end of the conference now?
Well, it's I would say it's the end of the conference, but it's the beginning also in a way, isn't it? So the important thing is to take it forward, and see how you can develop it. Let's say I hope that in the next summit which you have at the level of heads of state and government, you have references like India-Africa Forum summits. We had a Delhi summit, and then you have the Addis Ababa summit. I hope the next summit which takes place in 2014, next year, there's a general reference to human resource development, but I hope that there'll be also a little bit more specific focus on education, maybe, so we can move ahead. So it's in a sense we are coming to the end of the conference, but the beginning of a new phase, and I'm sure it can be emulated and taken forward this experience. And as I was saying, and one of the ministers pointed out that we could, from Africa, that we should try to establish certain, universities with Indian collaboration in Africa itself and in some other Asian countries. That would be great also. But it's good, and I enjoyed that particularly, not just the speakers and people who were at the podium, but the responses from students. In retrospect, I wish they had been, but you couldn't pack so many things in time. If you had more of participation, might have been more enjoyable. But
make
absolutely.
Sure we have enough time for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.